Hello, hello, hello. Party people of YouTube say what? Hope everybody's doing well. Brad, Big Bear, USA Kiwi, Cockeyed, Curious
Yellow
Solar.
solar. Cool.
Ooh, that's very curious, is it
Mm-hmm.
not? Oh, okay. This is gonna be something new, guys. I'm sitting by my pond watching bats.
Oh, cool.
You know, my kids, the boys, they would actually take like
Softballs.
well, they would throw one would throw a softball up and the other one would throw like a net,
Mm-hmm.
and they would catch them all the time.
Yep.
So tonight's going to be a different kind of a thing, guys. Hello, Brad, my friend. Hello to you, my big fuzzy bear.
Too funny.
so
Saskatchewan. Awesome.
I'm going to try and stall for just a little bit because we're going to start literally from scratch. We're going to edit a video from nothing to finished, and this video that we're going to edit tonight is going to be what I'm going to put out tomorrow. So if you do not come and thumbs up my video and make a comment, I don't want to see you back here.
No.
No, that's
Nah.
no. Yeah. So, hey, Hope's Homestead. Well, as a method of trying to stall, first of all, if you guys don't mind thumbs upping the stream, that'd be good for my self-esteem. Because it was funny. I made an announcement video today of what we were doing, and within minutes, I got 2 thumbs downs.
That's insane.
And I'm like, what? I'm just trying to help people do this. I mean, how can you be ticked about helping you make a better video?
Okay. Don't worry about the
Uh,
haters. Just let them go hate somewhere else.
hey, Aunt Lizzie, your lips and words aren't matching up for me. That's not on my end. That's an internet speed issue, and I can't really help that. So hopefully it does fix itself.
Yeah. You're hearing back noise? How about that? Is that better?
No, I'm not seeing anything coming off our deal. So, all right.
I thought I saw somebody. Oh no,
Okay. So here's the thing. Let's look at the time. We're 2 minutes after, and
Mhm.
here's the scoop, guys. I'm gonna need probably the whole hour to make this happen because even though what would take me about 20 minutes, um, is probably for me to edit this video would normally take me about 20 minutes or less, is going to take me a lot longer because I'm going to trying to tell you what I'm doing when I'm doing it. That's going to slow me down a lot.
Right.
So first things first, you can use any software you want. Please hear me, guys. The software doesn't matter. If you are on Windows Media or whatever they call it, Movie Maker, it works. They all do the same thing, but um, if you guys are hearing a delay.
Well, no, several people have said they're not hearing in the back noise.
Okay.
But
well, I can't really help that. The sound's off.
Maybe you could, Cajun, you could refresh your page.
Maybe.
Maybe. I
don't
don't
know. So anyway, the thing is this. Don't think that just because you don't have the software I have that you can't make videos. Big Bear's saying he had to refresh because I did turn what audio we have off. Well, here's the thing, guys. It doesn't matter. I think YouTube. It's been nutty all day. Okay. So, but the software that I use, guys, is called Adobe Premiere Pro, and it is expensive. I'm not gonna lie, but I use it because it's what I'm used to. I'm fast with it. But this is the important thing. All of these video editing pieces of software do basically the same thing, except the expensive ones do more.
Yeah.
For cutting video, putting in transitions, putting in titles, they all do the same thing. So don't hear that you have to spend a bunch of money because you don't, okay? Now, I am going to go ahead and what's going to happen, what you're going to see, guys, and hopefully if everything works right, I'm going to minimize this window here, and you probably didn't even see that. And I am going to, actually, no, I got to turn this back on. I'm going to switch over to monitor capture. So this should start showing you. what's on my computer screen. And what we're going to do is I'm going to go from scratch, and I'm just going to talk as we go. And Mama Christa here is going to try to get questions to me, but I'm just going to approach this like I am starting to edit a video. And so what I have done, all I have done, is my daughter Claire and I have shot on a camera video for a recipe for lemon bars that we're going to release tomorrow. We're going to actually do the video right now. So as you can see, I don't know if you can see this moving around, but that is all I've done. I've taken the video off of my camera and I've put it into a file folder I've created called Lemon Bars, Lemon Bliss, and you'll find out why. This is what you're going to see. I create a file folder that has my video clips in it, and I have created, just for the sake of time, and we may actually have to do it anyway, but this is a WordPad file of the ingredients because it's a recipe video. So I didn't want to have to sit and make you guys watch typing out the ingredients. So that's there. That's all I have done. I've taken the video off my camera. I drag it and drop it into this folder. And here's the important thing. Everything you do, guys, when you make a video, stick it all, everything in the file folder you've created, okay? The reason why is if you're going to move it, adjust it, change it, do whatever you want with it, everything's in there. If you have a picture or if you've got text or something that you left on your desktop and you got to move it to another hard drive, it's gone.
Yep.
So now we are starting literally from scratch. So here's what we're going to do. I'm opening up Premiere, and there we go. There's our little dude in his Superman cape. And I'm going to have to adjust this screen so that I can still see a chat on the right, so it's a little smaller than normal. But the first thing you're going to do, guys, you're going to hit a new project. You're going to start a new project, and you're going to go Lemon Bars. I'm going to title it Lemon Bars. Now I got to tell the software where I want to put it. So I've made that file folder. I want it to go in the Lemon Bars file folder. Okay. So it says, what's the name of the project? What's the location? Poof. Now it's created a basic shell for me. This is a project. Now the first thing I do, period, is I start to make over here. This is an area where all of my media is going to live. I start making what they call bins. This right here, see this? Bins. And what they are is a place that you're going to put different kinds of media, like titles or audio or video or whatever, any of the different kinds, right? So I'm going to make one. I always start out with audio. Oops, I don't like doing the capitals like that. Video. Oops, I messed up there too again. Titles.
Be patient. He's terrible at typing.
Yeah, I don't type. Titles, and then sequences. Now, why am I doing sequences? Well, what's a sequence? First of all, guys, like let's say that you have a series of videos that you want to make. You're going to do 5 videos on how to can deer meat. Well, you don't want to remake the wheel every time you do a brand new video, so you can just use all the same audio and video and titles and see. All you have to do is make a new sequence, okay? So the new sequence is all you have to make, but I have not made one yet, so I'm going to make a sequence. I'm going to go up here, make a sequence. I've picked out already the settings for my camera, and I'm going to call this Lemon Bars. Okay, I'm going to title that. It's what I need, and look at that. What happened? It made a sequence over here, and because I had my sequence highlighted, it put it automatically in that bucket, and that's what I wanted you to see, guys. You see, here it is in that bucket. If you have it highlighted, when you import something or create something, it goes automatically into that bucket. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go get video clips and stuff that I know I'm going to use in every project, like an intro, like music or whatever. But I'm going to go and I put all that stuff in my titles. So I'm going to highlight my titles. I'm going to right click. I'm import, and I'm going to go to elements. This is a file folder that I've created that has a lot of stuff that I use on a pretty regular basis. I sometimes will put in a subscribe please thing here. I always use my logo, which is my intro. I also use my actual logo, and sometimes when I don't know what I'm doing, I might grab this like cool gradient white background, and I know that I'm going to use this piece of music here, which is called Sunny. I'm going to open all these up, and it's going to put them all in that file. Bam. Now, since my audio isn't a title, I'm going to drag it and stick it in my audio bin. Okay. Now, the next thing I will do religiously is I will go and grab all of my video clips that I'm going to use for this. So I'm going to highlight the video, right click, I'm going to import my video. I'm going to go find that file folder that I made, Lemon Bliss, Lemon Bars. Here are all the clips I have, 20 clips. Oops, doggone it. So we're going to go ahead and bring those clips in and watch what's going to happen. It's going to import those files, and then I'm going to be able to be ready to start editing. Now, what time are we at? 8:11.
Yep.
Okay, we're good. All right, so the first thing I do now, I got my video clips in here. If I bring a video clip in, you're going to see it change. We're going to get into that. Oh man, this is going to be a problem. If I turn the audio up, I'm not going to be able to, I'll have to try to do it and then bring it back down.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, because I'm afraid that it's going to make a delay when I turn the audio up.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to give it a go, guys, because I don't know what's going to happen, to be honest. So first thing I do, over here, I'm going to resize my screen. This window here, this black space, that's going to be the output. That's what everybody's going to see when I'm done editing. This one that has got the cake and the eggs and the butter and stuff, that is a preview window. Down here is your timeline, where you've got your video tracks and you got your audio tracks. And then this is going to be a linear timeline, how you edit things. The first thing I do with every video I ever do is I go and grab my intro that I've made. So I'm literally going to click it and drag it down in there and put it down here. Now, first sweet tip. If you hover over this blank area and you've got a roller mouse, like it's got a little scrolly bar, watch this. If I scroll up, makes that track bigger. If I come over here, it's going to make that track bigger. Now, quick keys, plus and minus. Watch this. This is amazing. Plus opens up your timeline or shrinks it based on what you need. That saves me so much time. So I get it to where I can see my audio waveform, and then I'm going to move this audio off of that track because I already know how I want to edit this, guys.
Okay, Jason's asking, why don't you label your raw footage before you input it?
Because it's a waste of time.
I should say import it.
Because it's a waste of time in my world. See, I shot this video 3 hours ago, 4 hours ago. I already know what I shot.
Yeah.
I don't want to sit and spend 20 minutes labeling something that's going to take me, oh, I remember what I just did. You know, if I'm going to edit the thing 2 days from now, that probably won't be an issue.
Right.
But if I'm going to edit it a week from now, it might be an issue. Okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, first things first, tell me if you guys can hear this. Is it actually sending audio out? Let me know, because I don't know if I can't hear it because I've got to keep that down. Can you guys hear the audio from the intro? Anyone? No. J&J Acres is saying.
No, I didn't hear it.
So then maybe I got to do this.
Probably.
Probably can now. Okay. So hopefully you can now. Now. Okay. I can hear you, but not the intro. But can you hear the intro now?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. So now, that's the first thing I do. I always put my logo in my intro first because Well, it's branding, number one. Number two, if anybody tried to hijack your videos and say they were theirs and steal them, and that happens all the time, all you got to do is say, YouTube, this is my stuff. You can't.
Right.
Okay. So now what I'm going to start doing at this point is I am going to go ahead and use my plus and minus, adjust my screen to where I'm going to be able to see some edits. Now, if this delays, guys, I can't help it. I don't know how to figure it out. Hopefully it doesn't screw you up too bad. But I have to personally hear the clips I'm editing, or else I won't be able to. Now, when I shoot a video that's a recipe video, the very first thing I do is not this. It's this. I do my ingredients first, just because it's easier.
And I'm usually messing around doing something else.
So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this up, guys, and I'm going to listen for and find my cuts. Okay. So I'm going to back that up to okay.
And you're using your arrows to
I'm
do
using
that.
my arrows left and right, and then I'm setting my I-O, my in and out, and here we go.
Yeah.
Okay, for ingredients, we're talking super basic stuff. Now, I'm not going to waste my time watching all that because, first of all, I'm not narcissistic, and secondly, I already know what I did. So I'm going to go out here.
So much tastier, tastier, tastier.
Okay,
Tastier, tastier, tastier.
and you'll see what it's going to do.
So much tastier, tastier, tastier.
So I'm going to cut that right there. And so what I'm going to do, now that I've got my ins and outs, I'm going to drag it over here. And I know it's not going to be right at the beginning of the video because that's not how I set mine up. Now, I'm going to go get my intro. Here we go. Hey, see now I'm going to say, hey. I'm going to back up. Mark my input. Hey, everybody, it's Brad.
And Claire.
And Claire. And now I already know. I'm going to just go on over here. Oops, that's too far. That's too far. I've got to go back here. Okay, I got to back this up.
Lemon bliss.
Bam. Wait for the thumbs up. Now, this is going to be the first thing I do before I do my title screen. So I'm going to use my plus and minus keys. I'm going to drag this over here, and it's going to mate up right to the intro clip. Now, I don't want that abrupt from black to video, so I'm actually going to use my pen tool, which is a P. That's your quick key is P. I'm going to change my tool to pen. Now watch this. I'll put a keyframe here. I'm going to click, and then I'm going to change it, and what I'm doing right now is making this all quiet. I'm going to go back to my pen tool, and I'm going to put in a fade. Instead of wasting my time going and finding a fade, I just made a fade. See? See that? And there's no audio there until right there. See that?
Mark your input. Are you cutting the clip?
Mark your input. I'm
Yeah.
not sure I understand what he's asking.
I'm not exactly either.
I'll try to say it differently, Cameron. Maybe I'm not understanding what you're asking, but I got to keep going. So see, watch, fade. Hey, everybody. So what we just did quickly, without having to fumble through a bunch of menus, is instead of going and doing that, I just made the keyframes with my pen tool. You draw them right on your timeline in your clips, okay? So now I'm going to go plus and minus keys to my output over here at the end, and I'm going to cut my audio so I don't hear the hiss or somebody in the house talking or whatever.
Lemon bliss.
So right there, I don't need to hear anything more. I'm going to go back to my pen tool, P. I'm going to cut my audio off. Watch, or listen rather.
Lemon bliss.
Hear how it went quiet? Now I'm going to move on. I'm going to go back to my pointer tool, which I have. And what I know I'm going to put in this area here is my title screen. I usually use about 4 seconds for a title screen. Okay. Now, I'm going to get my next bit of video. Let's see. Let's bring it up here. Looking for my in and out. I and O.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Hey, look. Okay.
So lemon bars or ingredients, and Claire here is going to be the hands in the pot instead of Mama, because Mama's busy right now. So without any further ado, let's bliss on. Right there's where I'm going to use my out. What you doing, Mama? Okay. Excuse me, coughing fit. Hillary Clinton in the house. All right. So now I'm going to move this clip because I know in this space I'm going to put a title screen, which I'm going to grab my thumbnail from, but I want it to be about 4 seconds because any more than that, I don't want people clicking away. Okay. So I'm going to count it out.
Sound tasty. Yes. Lemon bliss.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bam. That's about where I want it. I'm going to drag that over there. Now, I know that what's going to happen after
It's
this.
worth it sometimes.
Oh yeah.
Claire here is going to be the hands in the pot instead of Mama, because Mama's busy right now. So without any further ado, let's bliss on. Okay, there's my cut. Now I know I got to bring my ingredients over, which we already cut. Next, we're moving on. So it goes from there to ingredients. We're going to deal with audio and all this stuff later, guys. Now, okay, here we go.
So first off,
You got
And I am showing you all the mistakes, by the way, just so you know. This is down and dirty. This is just how it happened.
any more?
so
So,
first off, what you're gonna want to do is add your cake mix, your butter, and the 1 egg. We're gonna save the other 3 for later.
okay, now, because this is a recipe video, I hate watching long, boring recipe videos. So anytime, guys, that you can get through something that everybody knows what you're doing, don't waste their time. Like Claire just said, I'm putting this in, and this in, and I'm gonna mix it up. So I don't need to watch 2 minutes of that.
Yeah.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna cut that tiny little clip, and then I'm gonna use the rest of this, and I'm gonna speed it up. I'm gonna make a new in where I just stopped. And we plan this out. Watch. Right. Okay, there's my out. I'm going to drag it down here. And instead of spending 30 seconds of people's time, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of that audio. I right click on that and I'm going to unlink it so that this is no longer linked to that. They are now independent. I'm going to delete that because I don't need to hear the audio. Now I'm going to speed this up. So I'm going to right click on this audio clip, or this video clip rather, and I'm going to change the speed and duration. And instead of being 1 minute and 2 seconds, we're going to make this 4 seconds because that is absolutely silly. And nobody would want to see that. We're going to make it 4 seconds and whatever, that 19 frames. Bam. Now that is 4 seconds and 19 frames. But I'm not done yet. I want to be able to see Claire say,
And that is our crust.
bam, done. So now I'm going to take that clip, stick it here. Now, you see how this is red, that means the computer has got to figure it out and render it. So for you to see it, I know what I'm going to do, but for you to see it, I gotta make it render it. So you would hit enter so that you can see it in real time and not have it choke, because it takes a lot of processing power to do that in real time. And so for your sake, here we go. We're going to wait on this. Okay, and we'll start it from the beginning, but I'm going to show you what we just did, okay?
It's so much tastier, tastier, tastier.
So first off, what you're gonna want to do is add your cake mix, your butter, and the 1 egg. We're gonna save the other 3 for later.
Now it's going to go fast. 4 seconds. And bam.
And that is our crust.
Right? Cool. And now we're moving on. There's gonna be audio underneath this, guys. So it will cover up how awkward that looks and sounds. But when you got your audio under there, people don't even think about it. They don't even think about it. So I'm moving on. She's getting ready to talk. I'm gonna put my input.
So what you're gonna want to do is take your crust and pour it into your 13 by 9 pan and make sure it is spread out evenly and mush it down with your hands and make sure you get up the sides.
Okay, so there's my out. Got my in, got my out. We're not worrying about transitions at this point, guys. We will cover the transitions later. This is just how I do my thing. So now I cut to this. I'm going to get a few seconds, even though, okay.
That's a big gaping hole in the middle.
And I don't know if you can hear that, but she and I are talking. I'm giving her direction. I'm going to take that audio out because I don't want people to hear me going, what's wrong with that stupid mess?
You're doing it wrong.
So I'm unlinking that. I'm taking the audio. It's gone. So it's going to go from here
Get up the sides.
to here. And don't forget, the audio is going to cover that up. So now, new clip. Let's see what we got. Right here. Nope. About here. No.
And there you have it.
Poof. Done. So now I'm going to go from here to here. And now I'm going to use my pen tool again to get rid of that audio of me talking. So P, pen tool. I'm going to ditch it. Drop it out.
And there you have it.
And everything else is covered by audio. I'll fix this transition here because that's a jump cut. I'll fix it, but not now. So here we go.
Good set, and
In.
So now for our filling, we're going to take our powdered sugar, the rest of our 3 eggs, and our cream cheese and mix that all nicely together.
Okay, so I'm going to back it up.
Mix it all nicely together.
There's my out. I got my in, got my out. I and O.
So now for our filling.
See that transition?
So now for our
That works. Audio is going to cover that up. I'm moving on.
And don't forget about the lemon lemon extract or your essential oils.
There and there. And I may have to tighten these cuts up. So I'm hitting my I, hitting my O. And what I'm trying to do is create something that is as short as I can make it and tell the story effectively.
that all nicely together.
And don't forget about the lemon extract or your essential oil.
Okay, moving on. Now I'm going to use audio to cover this, so it doesn't really matter what's going on. This I'm going to speed up also. I'm going to show the first part of the egg going in. Bam. And then people know what they're seeing, right, guys? They don't need to sit and watch you mix a bowl for 30 seconds. I'm going to get rid of the audio because I don't want it to be noisy. But here, we're going to go like this. We're going to get our in and out. And this time, I don't really care that she actually didn't mix it up very well, and we had to actually do it differently. That's why I'm kind of cheating here. But once again, instead of watching 38 seconds of mixing, I'm going to go with 3 seconds because it's kind of silly. And the computer's freaking out. But there we go. Okay, now moving on. Moving on to a new clip.
Mark?
Now it's time to put in the lemon extract. Sorry.
Okay.
So that doesn't work.
Okay.
She had a new take.
Now it's time to put in the lemon extract, or you can use essential oils. We like to use about 20 drops.
Bam. Now I see her putting that oil in. That's good. We're done. Moving on.
Quick question though. What kind of processor and RAM do you need for Premiere?
I would have to say go to Adobe's website because
They give you
the specs.
that you need.
I don't remember. I build my own computers, and every time, by the way, guys, I will ditch all the audio that's not used, that I'm not talking in or somebody's not talking in, because it's going to make for a cleaner sounding video and much more understandable. Moving on.
Mark? Good set.
Now Now the filling goes on the crust.
Okay, filling goes on the crust. Done. Now, that's all I need to see. I don't need to see 30 seconds of a stupid... I know what she's doing, so I'm going to go...
Now the filling goes on the crust.
Crust. I'm going to get my pen tool out, and I'm ditching that audio, because I don't want to hear air conditioners humming. I don't want to hear the oven doing its thing. I want the music to come back up.
Filling goes on the crust.
And the music's not there yet, but it will be.
So, okay, look this way.
It's okay if the cream cheese is It's okay if the cream cheese is a little smushy because it'll melt when it's put in the oven.
Bam. Okay, so I got my in, I got my out, I'm dropping it in. And by the way, let me show you the timeline right now. I'm going to back this out so you can see what we've done so far. Just quickly. Now, there we go. And there are quick keys for a lot of this stuff, guys. I'm going so slow. All right, here we go.
You're going slow.
So now I just so now you're going to put it in a 350-degree oven for about 40 minutes.
Now I'm going to wait for her to put it in the oven. Bam, and that's all I need to see. Done. I don't need to see 30 seconds. That was fine, and actually was too long. But here we go. Now, I know what I'm going to do here with this transition. I know that I'm going to show the last 2 seconds or whatever of the thing being done, like here. And I know.
All right, here we go. And it's time.
Time to get it out of the oven.
And that's all I want right there. I want it to be a little comedic. I want it to be fun. But I want them to see what's happening. But I don't want this noise. I want to hear the beep. So I'm going to use my pen tool. I'm going to get rid of that audio. See, I'm making keyframes. Now watch.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
And
Moving on. Now, we get it up to the point. This shot here, guys, I did this on purpose after we got everything done because I'm intentionally using this as my thumbnail picture. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find what I think is a good thing, because up in this corner here, I'm going to put my title, okay, over here. But this, I'm going to export this frame as a picture. See the little camera? Export. I'm going to call this a pic because it's going to be a pic that I'm going to change into a thumbnail. I'm going to tell it where I want it to go, which is in my file folder, because everything goes in the file folder. And bam, watch this. There it is. Okay? So I pulled that pic out of a video clip because there's no reason for me to waste my time doing that. Now, we're almost done, believe it or not. Well, we're probably a good 15 minutes away, I guess, if I got to go slow. Okay, here we go. Now for the reveal.
so the wait is over. Feast your eyeballs upon that delicious.
Now I'm going to go to the end of the conversation because I was there. I don't need to waste my time on it.
Really, really good.
I took the corner first. So.
Okay, so I'm going to let it stop on I took the corner first.
Really, really, really good.
I took the corner first.
Okay, now here we go. So I'm going to check this transition to make sure it's what I like.
So the wait is over. Feast your eyeballs.
That's a nice cut. Now all we have is our see you later, peace out thing.
So there you have it. So there you have it, folks. Lemon bliss, easy to do. Don't use the box stuff all the time, but once in a while, or sometimes always.
Sometimes it always.
I don't know. So, Brad,
Claire.
Big Family Homestead, please don't forget to like and subscribe to your here. Bye-bye.
Bam. And I did that on purpose when I was filming it to be silly and stupid, that it would be like silly and stupid, but here we go.
Bye-bye.
Like that. Bam, done. Okay, here we go. So now I have my basic edit, okay? This is the video minus my thumbnail. And I've got some things to do. I got to fix some audio and transitions, but I'm going to do that now. But this hole, remember where I said we were going to fix this hole? Now we're going back up here. I'm going to grab that picture of the lemon bliss. I'm going to drag it in there. And once again, plus and minus keys. I'm going to drag that in here. So it goes like this.
Lemon bliss.
I'm going to cover up that transition, and I'm going to show you how to keyframe, guys. No, you don't need After Effects, Big Bear. Watch this. I'm going to select this clip. I'm going to go up here to my effects, and I'm going to start moving this thing around. I want it just like that, but I'm going to move it. I'm going to actually animate it so that it moves while my title is going. I know I'm going to put my title here, but what I want to do is I want to have motion going while it's happening. So I turned on my keyframes over here, animation, and that's a good starting point. This is an X coordinate, this is a Y coordinate, and this is your scale. So I'm going to go to my end, and I'm going to make it bigger, and I'm going to move it over just a little bit. Okay, so that's all I did. That's all I did to animate it, just like that. Bam, animation, booyah. Now I'm going to make my title. I'm going to go over here. Oh, I'm doing bad projections. We've got to actually highlight where we want it to go, right? We want it to go in our titles bin, so I'm going to highlight it. And we're going to go and make a default still title. And I'm going to call this title. That's going to call up my titler. And I use this guy right over here. It's been pretty much religiously what I've used. And I'm going to type in lemon bars. And I'm going to say amazing. I'm going to highlight that. I'm going to make it over here on this side, guys, are all of the controls that control every aspect of the title. I want this to be at least 200%. I want it to be big. I want to see it. I want to see the picture, but I want to be able to see the title very well. So now I'm going to grab this selection tool, and I'm going to move it to where I want it, which is about here. I want to see some of that lovely, no, I want to see the lemon bars, and I'm going to make this a little smaller. But I want to see that crust right there. But I also want to make sure that you can see the title, and I'm also going to add in my logo. So one thing I want to do is I also want to make sure that this title cuts through. Well, the black that's around this font is not dark enough for me. I don't like that. I'm going to go and change it. It needs a better edge, so I'm going to change that. Booyah. That title now exists. I'm going to drag it onto my timeline, and look at there. That's in the timeline now. Now, I'm going to add one other thing. I'm going to add my logo. But that kind of looks like crap, doesn't it?
Yeah,
It's too big, and it looks bad. So I'm actually going to put an effect on it. Okay? I'm going to put a glow on it. So I'm going to go over to my effects. I'm going to put a glow on it. And by the way, guys, just so you know, I know this is going fast. I'm trying to get from point A to point B. And we can break it down later, okay? Okay, so I'm going to grab this effect. I'm going to drag it, put it on my logo, and I'm actually going to change the color of it. It's too big. I'm going to make it smaller. And we're going to get back to normal land real soon, guys. I understand this is a lot to process. I think I'll put it over here. That looks better over here. Yeah, that looks better. I know it's a lot going on, guys, but I'm almost there. So what you got is this so far.
Call them, yes, lemon bliss.
We've got an animation going on.
Okay.
But I need, this is going to be my thumbnail for when you post it to YouTube. I'm finding what I like as the thumbnail. And over here, I'm going to export that frame, And that is going to be my thumbnail, and I call that thumb.
What? You don't need to use After Effects?
You don't need to use After Effects. Now, it's going into the right spot. It's going into the file folder that I made. So boom, done. It made a thumbnail, see? That is a picture that when I go to YouTube, I'm going to upload that as a thumbnail, custom thumbnail. Now, this transition looks like crap. And this looks just as bad.
Okay.
So I'm going to cover them up. And I'm going to cover them up with stuff I've created in the past. Dun, 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 which is a little effect, except it's not here. I thought I brought it in. I messed up. Okay, here we go. Import. I'm going to go find my effect, which is in my elements, and it is my swipe. And you're going to see, this is something I've created in the past, which is an effect that looks like this. Sorry, the computer's choking. But it's going to go over the top of my other video. See? Now, I'm going to take that, I'm going to drag it down here, and I'm going to align it to where this is right over that transition. Bam, like that. So now, what you've got is this. I'm going to render it so you guys can see it. I know, ooh, J&J, I see that.
Best Family said their 4-year-old just went dun dun dun.
So watch this. Now that's going to make that transition look just really professional and good. So I'm going to go here.
You call them, yes, lemon bliss.
Look at how that made it just look awesome. But this one still looks like crap.
Okay.
So what we're going to do is I'm going to put another effect on here. But over here, it's not going to be one that I picked. I'm going to do like all George Lucas style and do like pushes. So in my search, I'm going to look for a push. Not push, push. I'm going to grab it. I'm going to drag it onto that transition. But all this stuff that I just added is not long enough. So I got to stretch it out. Stretch it out. I'm going to add in my transition. Believe it or not, we're like 5 minutes, 10 minutes from being done. And I don't mean dun, dun, dun. So I'm rendering that again just so you guys can see it.
Yeah, you guys need something better than Movie Maker.
I know, I hear you, brother. Okay, so watch. Here's that whole bit that I just did. Animation, and keep in mind, guys, look at this. In less than like 5 minutes, I made a thumbnail. I animated it. Excuse me. I need some apple juice. Made a title. Did all of this in 5 minutes or less.
Lemon bliss.
Okay.
Bam. Watch.
Lighting?
Look at that. Whoosh.
Okay.
So that covers all of that. Check that out again.
Lemon
Nothing.
bliss.
Now we are in the almost done portions of this video. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to go through all of these transitions and make sure that they work.
So, without any further ado, let's bliss on. Okay, for ingredients, we're talking.
That one works. Transitions.
Oh, so much tastier.
So first off, what you're going to want to...
Okay, that's good. Oh man, I don't know if I'm out of time. Okay, the audio. I have a professional microphone on this clip, guys. See this?
Hello cake in the recipe, and
but professional mics record in mono unless you bought a stereo mic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually use this program to fill the right side. See how it's not filled there? And I'm going to affect it. I'm going to make it compressed like we did before. So I'm going to go up here and go to my audio tracks. This, I know this is fast, guys. And this probably needed to be, now I'm seeing honestly that it probably needed to be a 2-hour video. And if I can't get it done, I can't get it done. But we've got an engagement over at Full Spectrum Survival at 9 o'clock. So I got to be gone.
Right.
But I'm going to open this up and I'm going to affect it. The program comes with all kinds of effects. So I'm going to actually fill the right channel or fill the left channel with the right. I'm going to put a compressor on it. I'm gonna go in here and make sure it's rocking the way I want it to. -1, so it doesn't go into clipping land, and I'm gonna watch this.
Ingredients, and Claire here is gonna be the
Hands in the pot.
times.
Oh yeah, always.
So
Did you see what just happened? It filled up the other side with the audio. It will not allow it to clip, and it made it sound everything better.
we're going with the yellow today. You're gonna need 1 stick of butter, 4, count them, 1, 2, 3, 4 eggs.
Okay, now the next thing I will do at this point is I'll go get my audio that I've picked out. And I know I like this song. It's very light. It's whimsical. It's jazzy. I'm using my plus and minus keys to move this thing around. I put it on a different track. And in here, I go, I know where I want it. I want this audio to start right about here.
Yes.
I'm going to move it here.
Tasty enough. I think we should call them, yes, lemon bliss.
See how that covers that transition? Oh, now, as you can see here, this is your waveform for the dialogue, guys. So I cannot have the audio too loud when the dialogue's going. So I'm gonna fade my audio down. I'm gonna get my pen tool back out, and I'm gonna fade it down. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna bring this down to a level where I know I like it, which is right in about there. So watch what happens so far.
Call them, yes, lemon bliss. Okay, so lemon bar.
Did you see what that did? All of a sudden, it sounds like a real commercial or a real TV thing.
Lemon bliss.
See that?
Okay, so lemon bars, or rather, the newly improved name, lemon bliss, is.
Now what I'm going to do, because I don't want to waste my time or yours, I'm going to look for transition problems. Is there something wrong with any transition?
Without any further ado, let's bliss on. Okay, for
that one's fine. I'm not wasting time. We're moving on.
Lemon essential oils. This makes it taste oh so much tastier.
So first off, what you're gonna want to do is add your cake mix, your butter, and the 1.
Now I have removed the audio from here. So that means I got to bump the music back up or else it's going to be weird. Watch.
Other 3 for later.
It's too low. See? When there's nothing going on, it's too low. So I'm going to keyframe it once again right here. I'm going to move it up, move it back down, pen tool, back to my thing. I'm going to bump it up just so it's, you know, a little, it goes up to somewhere where it sounds normal-ish like this.
The 1 egg. We're going to save the other 3 for later.
Where do you get your music from again?
Digital juice.
That's right.
And that.
But that's how you don't tread all over your dialogue. And I'm going to do it for all my blank spots. Pen tool. I'm going to bump it up, bump it back down. And here we go. So this is what we got.
Your hands, and make sure you get up the sides.
See how the music came up? And we're back down.
There you have it. So now for our filling, we're going to take our powdered sugar, the rest of our 3 eggs, and our cream cheese, and mix that all nicely together.
And don't forget about the lemon.
Ooh, that's a bad cut. I cut off my face, or cut off my dialogue. So I'm moving it.
That all nicely together.
Oh, I cut her off. I gotta go like here. This will work.
All nicely together.
And don't forget about the
Oh.
And don't forget about the lemon extract or your essential oils.
So I got to keyframe this up. Pen tool. I'm going to keyframe it up, keyframe it down, keyframe it up, keyframe it down. So here we go. We're going up so that it makes it sound a little better.
Extract or your essential oils.
Hear how it doesn't sound like there's a difference in the volume?
Now it's time to put in the lemon extract, or you can use essential oils. We like to use about 20 drops.
Now right there, she's done talking. I know I got a gap here, but she's done talking, so I can bring the audio up there. So I'm going to use my pen tool. I'm going to get over to where she's talking again, so it's not in the way. And we're going to go ahead and keyframe it up, keyframe it down.
Sounds like a song.
It is.
Now the filling goes on the crust. It's okay if the cream cheese is a little smushy because it'll melt when it's put in the oven. So now you're going to put it in a 350.
Okay, now I can see that my music is getting ready to be done. Okay, wait, here's something you need to hear. Dang it, I only got 10 minutes left. Okay, you see how this is loud when the oven door slams? And then it cuts? You can cover this transition up by doing one of two things. I can keyframe it down, which is what I'm going to do because it's the fastest way, and it won't make any difference. Watch. No, that sounded like garbage. Undo, undo. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to come over here and put what's called a crossfade on it. All right? I'm going to find my audio transitions. Oh, I got to get rid of that first. Audio transitions, crossfade. I'm going to put a crossfade on. Now watch, or listen rather, to how it sounds. All of a sudden it sounds smooth.
All right, here we go.
Now the music's over. You can see it right here. So I need to put another track of music on there and another track.
Jason wants to know, why don't you use crossfades when transitioning?
You can and you should, and I will. I would actually go back and do that. It's just I'm running out of time. I want to get it done. So here.
All right, here we go. And it's time.
Time to get it out of the oven.
So the wait is over.
Okay, now that is terrible audio. I did not use the right microphone. That's horrible.
Feast your eyeballs upon that deliciousness, delightfulness, and all-around yumminess.
Okay, guys, I'm going to tell you what I would do for the rest of this because we don't have time.
You know what you could do is film the rest of it and then post it.
We can do
later.
that. But here's the thing. We're going over to a new channel, Full Spectrum Survival, to do a live event. He's interviewing us tonight.
Yeah.
So it's not a Homestead Network thing. He asked me to be on his channel. So don't get confused because Grandpa's Farm is on.
Yeah.
And I do not want you to think that we're saying go and watch us because I'm not saying that.
No,
do not do
Grandpa's
that.
Farm is on next.
Grandpa's Farm is on next, and you need to make sure that you go over there. So forget about what I just said because this is for his crowd, not our crowd, right? So I can show you guys more of what I'm going to do, but I want you to see what we just did from start to finish. So don't leave. We're not done. Here it is. Here we go. From start to finish. Here we go.
Hey everybody, it's Brad
And Claire.
from the Big Family Homestead, and we have a special treat for you today. We are making lemon bars, but I think I've officially changed the name because it's not good enough. It doesn't sound tasty enough. I think we should call them, yes, Lemon Bliss.
And also,
okay, so
no,
lemon bars.
Terillian, no, we're not. Nobody's going over there. We're going to Grandpa's Farm.
Right.
I have a prior engagement, but I'm going to try and talk over. Hopefully, you'll be able to hear what I'm saying. What's going on and what I want to change, okay, in the video. So here we go.
Or rather, the newly improved name, Lemon Bliss, is not our normal delightful treat. It's so tasty, but we break one of our cardinal rules.
I'm scooting past. This is boring.
That makes sense.
Exactly.
So we're going to show you the ingredients, and Claire here is going to be the hands in the pot instead of Mama, because Mama's busy right now. So without any further ado, let's bliss on. Okay,
now one thing I always do in my recipe videos is I do this. I show everybody what I'm doing, but I will also put ingredients up here in the title. I don't have time to do that tonight. I will. Here we go. Moving on.
Essential oils. This makes it taste oh so much tastier, tastier, tastier.
So first off, what you're going to want to do is add your cake mix, your butter, and the 1 egg. We're going to save the other 3 for later.
Hear how the music came up? See how it's keyframed?
And that is our crust.
And see how that made it so nice? Like it sounded bad and awkward. Now it just made it sound nice.
So what you're going to want to do is take your crust and pour it into your 13x9 pan and make sure it is spread out evenly and mush it down with your hands and make sure you get up the sides.
And if you remember when we were editing, I was telling Claire there's a huge gaping hole in there. You got to fix that. That's gone, isn't it?
There you have it. So now for our filling, we're going to take our powdered sugar, the rest of our 3 eggs, and our cream cheese and mix that all nicely.
Now watch.
And don't forget about the lemon extract or your essential oils.
And what I'll probably do right here, guys, is I'll probably put up some flashing thing that says lemon extract or essential oils, because it was an afterthought. We personally use the lemon oils.
Yeah, the essential oil.
And then here comes another fast thingy, because nobody wants to sit and watch that.
Now it's time to put in the lemon extract, or you can use essential oils. We like to use about 20 drops.
Now listen, the audio's gonna come up.
Now the filling goes on the crust.
I'm gonna scoot past this. Here we go.
And it's time.
Time to get it out of the oven.
So the wait is over.
That's horrible, and I should have done a better job on that. I am so angry at myself. I had the wrong microphone on there. You hear how bad this sounds? Listen to this.
Feast your eyeballs upon that delicious
Compared to this.
of lemon cake or yellow cake in the recipe.
Dang. Anyway, here we go.
Trust me, the corners are really, really, really good.
I took the corner first.
So there you
Now, ooh, that was a horrible transition.
Corner first.
So there.
This is how you cover a bad transition, guys. And I realize we're 2 minutes and change away.
Was that a jump cut?
It was a jump cut and a bad one. You go and get a dip to black, because this is going to change it from a bad cut to a lazy cut.
Really good.
I
Watch.
took the corner first.
So there you have it.
See? It conveys time. It sounds like we're in a hall.
Yeah,
And that's right.
it's because it's a
Because it's a kitchen.
cruddy microphone.
All right, here, hold on. I'm getting off of this, guys. And always Control S, save all the time. Bam. Coming back up. Where's our camera? Where are we at? Bam.
Yeah.
We're back. All right, here's the thing. We're going over to Grandpa's farm. But if I were not talking and trying to explain that, guys, that would have taken me 20 minutes. All you got to do is learn some quick keys.
Yeah, that's. I think that's the next.
That's the
we need
thing.
to talk about quick keys and how important they are.
Yep. So next week, do you guys want me to finish this out, or do you want me to move on to another topic? Please let me know. Do you want me to finish it out, or do you want me to move on? Because I'm going to release this video tomorrow.
I would. Well,
I'm going to release this video tomorrow. But
Yes.
should we finish it out and I'll go through and tell you what I did and why I did it? Because then I'll be able to take more time and say, this is a quick key. This is how you blah, 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 blah.
they're saying finish.
Because guys, it doesn't take any time. This is when you get this under your belt, which takes, a couple weeks. When you get that couple weeks under your belt, you will be editing just that fast. And it'll look good and it'll sound good. Okay, last thing, and I'm out of here. We're going over to Grandpa's farm. Thank you guys. Honestly, the reason why we do this is for you. Please grow the community. Please make sure that people understand this is what the Homestead Network's about, okay?
Yeah.
Please pass on the word, because if you don't, we won't be able to continue doing it.
Right.
Honestly, I can't say it any other way. Next week, more tech. Sunday, do not forget about me. Don't just love me on Thursdays. I can't be without your love all this time. All right, I'm clicking off. You guys.
Good night, everybody.
Oh, that was very nice, Frida Makers. Thank you. Bye. Bye, guys.